Okay guys, welcome to part 7 of our library management system. So now let's look at the magazine.cpp file. We're still working on our implementation files. So we'll go to File, New, File, C++ source, Go, Next. I'm gonna call this on the magazine. Click on options. We'll still save it under our library management system. Want to save? Just replace it. Select all and finish. Okay, so this is our implementation file for the magazine class. This file contains the actual code for the magazine specific operation. A magazine is a type of a periodical publication, so it's released like every some released weekly, monthly, or yearly. So we start off by include our magazine header file. So we include the magazine class declaration, which is the header file. Then we include IO stream. What we're basically doing here, we're going to include for input-output operation. Now let's start off with our constructor for the magazine. The purpose of this constructor is create a new magazine object with given information. The parameters are all const reference for efficiency. To make sure that there be no copying, we're going to have title, author, ID, and issue number. Then again, we're going to have an initial letter list. We'll be able to identify our initial letter list after the colon. Okay, so another question would be, why do we have to call the parent constructor first? The child in this case is the magazine. It is built upon the parent, which is the library item. So it's like building a house in the foundation. The foundation must be built first. So let's start off with our foundation, which is the magazine. Then we have magazine. Method, and then our parameter is the const std string. So we're going to be reference parameters. So it's title, const std reference parameter string, the author, and we have a const std string, the ID. Then since I'm working with the magazine, we have an int issue. This is the issue number for the magazine. And remember, which I said we're also going to have an initializer list. So for our initializer list, let me just move on to the next line. It should be after the colon, so which is a library item. The initializer list is for the title, the author, ID, and then in this case we have the issue number. And the parameter is the issue number. Okay, now let's move on to our getter. So for our getter, we'll have a getter issue. We'll have a getter issue number. The purpose of this getter returns the issue number of the magazine, and it is a read access. So why are we going to use a const at the end? The method promises not to modify the magazine object. It's a read-only method. So it's safe to call on const objects. It returns the issue number as an integer. So we just said it's going to return an integer, so it's an int magazine get issue number. It's a const. So within our method, we want to return the issue number. So it will simply return the private issue number variable. Let's move on to our setter method. So with the setter method, it's going to we're going to name it the set issue number. The purpose it changes the issue number of an existing magazine. So it is write access. The parameter will be the issue number, the new issue to assign to the magazine. And then again, like in part 6, we're going to use this pointer. As you will see, the issue number by itself refers to the parameter, the new field, but then we won't include this pointer of the issue number. It refers to the member variable, the stored variable. So this pointer only points to the current object. So it is a non-returning method, so it's going to be a void magazine issue number, and parameter is int issue. And we're going to use this pointer issue number. And I'm going to assign it the issue number. So what's happening? You're assigning a parameter to a new variable. So we'll also have another method. So now we have the display info method. The purpose is prints all information about this magazine to the console. This overrides the pure virtual function from library item. If you remember the library item we did in part 1. This is polymorphism. It's the same method, different behavior for magazine versus the book. The const, it means this method won't modify the magazine object. We're also going to have the ternary operator. Remember we said the ternary operator is just a shortened version of the if-else statement. So now let's look at this helper method. It's a void magazine It's good. Name it display info. Again, it's a const to make sure that it doesn't get modified. So within our method, we have an std cout, so it should be std instead of with the type. The type is the magazine, so we can just print out type magazine and print this out on a new line. Which is just basically the label of the type. So I can have an std cout title. Going to call in our get title method just to get title. Okay, then it's going to skip to a new line. Have an std cout the order of the magazine. We're calling our get order method. This will show the order of the publication. And it's going to skip to a new line. std cout the ID we call it on our get ID function. Skip to a new line. And we have the std cout we'll have the issue number of the magazine. We'll call on our issue number method. Okay, we'll move to a new line. So this line it is going to show the magazine specific issue number. Let's remember to close. Then we have std cout. So now the status is whether the magazine is available or not in our library. So we're going to status, then we're going to call in our get borrowed status. Remember our get borrowed status we did, but now this is where the Ethernet operator is going to work. We want to check if it's available or not. So the first option is borrowed with a semicolon. The second option is available. And then we move on now. So that's a new line supposed to come here. Then we close it. This is our line 19 is our Ethernet operator to check if the magazine is available or not. So now we move on to our next method. This method we call it the get type. The purpose of this get type method, it returns the type of this library item as a string. It is used primarily for file saving, to know what type of object to save, and also the type identification in the library manager. It always returns the magazine for all magazine objects. This is how the system distinguishes between books and magazines. So this helper method to get type is std string magazine, name it the get type, it's a const. So now let's look into this method. It's going to return magazine. So it's just basically the hard-coded return value for all magazine objects. We have again another helper method. We're going to name the next one the get extra info. The purpose of this get extra info, it returns the magazine specific information for saving to file. This is called the library manager. It actually uses the save data function we use whenever we write into the library text file. So the format of this get extra info, we're going to have the issue, then it's going to give us the issue number. So when we print out into the console, it's going to say issue, and then give the issue number. So it's an std string magazine, we name it the get extra. Get extra info, it's a const. It will return the issue. Then this is going to be concatenated by std to a string issue number. The parameter is issue number. So line 26, we're just going to concatenate text with the issue number. So when the printer is going to say issue, then it's going to give us the issue number by making use of this method here, the std to string issue number. So guys, this is the end of our magazine implementation file. Make sure you like this video, subscribe, and then you can go and watch part 8 of our library management system. Thank you, bye.